What's up, family? Man, I apologize for the video yesterday. Man, I forgot to turn my mic on, and it's connected to um, attached to my phone, right? So it didn't pick up any sound at all, and for that I apologize, man. But today I want to have a real heart to heart, man. This is potential to be epic for your life, potential to change your life drastically, everything about your life. One of the greatest lessons that I've had to learn um, was that I wasn't a victim. You know what I mean? Stay with me. We're going to go somewhere. Again, it's going to be profound if you allow it to be. You know what I mean? If you get outside of yourself, if you get outside of your normal thought process, you know what I mean? If you get outside of that negativity and that low frequency and that low vibrating belief system that we carry of being a victim of being done wrong, okay? Man, this is going to change your life. And I've talked about this before, but it's still a heavy topic because I understand this. It's a very sensitive topic for many of us. You know what I mean? Many of us, we hold the negative things we've gone through as, man, this happened to me. You know, man, these people did me wrong. These people did me dirty. These people did me foul. My family ain't shit. And the motherfuckers that raped me, the motherfuckers that molested me, that broke my heart. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Man, we've all gone through some type of form of hurt, pain, abandonment, rejection. You know what I mean? Abuse, whether it's emotional, physical, whatever. We've gone through some things in life. And what that has taught us is that, man, we're a victim, not to trust people. Stay with me. We're going somewhere. You guys know my story, man. For those of you that are just seeing this for the first time, seeing one of my videos for the first time, man, I grew up in a very toxic Christian house. You know, my father murdered my mom when I was 2, right in front of me. I was verbally abused as a kid. I was molested twice by quote unquote Christian people, Christian guys. Just gone through hell. You know what I mean? Just gone through a lot, a lot. And one of the things that changed my life drastically was um, my wife at the time, 2015. Um, she was dying from breast cancer. And I really hadn't come to grips with death. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. Just laying the groundwork. I hadn't really came to grips with death yet. I didn't never really want to talk about or think about death because in my mind I wasn't really into the Christian belief system anymore, but I still wasn't sure about hell. You know what I mean? And at that point I was like, man, I don't give a fuck no more. Because hell has to be better than the fucking shit I've gone through here. You know what I mean? That was the pain, the hurt, the trauma, you know. And so I'm looking at my wife and I'm seeing her progress to death, you know, just the cancer just eating her up, right? And there's nothing that I could do about it, nothing she could do about it, nothing the doctors could do about it. You know, um, they told her, man, if she had chemo, radiation, and surgery, she would still have 6 months still left, at max. You know what I mean? Even if everything went good, because when they found it, it was stage 4. It was already progressed throughout her body, and man, she had 6 months. And so now we're stuck. And stay with me. When I say stuck, now we understand, we know, man, death is inevitable. You know what I mean? Death is coming. There ain't nothing you could do about it. And I've always had this mentality, man, I got to try to fix everything. You know what I mean? And that came from my trauma. That came from me being broken and abused and abandoned and hurt and da, da, da. Man, I had to be strong. I had to be the one that everybody could rely on. I had to be the one that everybody could come to and talk to and just, man, just share their problems with. And man, I'm gonna put on my Captain Save a whole cape and man, I'm gonna come to everybody's rescue. I don't want people to go through the pain, the trauma, the suffering that I've went through. So man, I'm gonna be here for you and I'm gonna help you get through all of this, right? Now I'm in a vulnerable place and a helpless place. Man, I can't do shit. I love this lady, but I can't do a fucking thing for her. I love this lady. She's my everything. You know what I mean? And I'm about to lose her. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. Just letting the groundwork. I'm about to lose the best thing that's ever happened to me. I'm about to lose the best thing that's ever come into my life. And it's no, in my mentality, it's no coincidence that the best thing that's ever come into my life, the best woman I've ever had, now God in his fucking sick, twisted sense of humor is going to take her out of my life. I'm pissed the fuck off that out of all the women that God gave breast cancer to, it had to be this one. How come it couldn't be this motherfucker over here? How come it couldn't be this baby mama over here? How come it couldn't be this raggedy ass bitch over here? You know, I had a whole list of motherfuckers God could have gave breast cancer to and took off this fucking planet. And it wouldn't make, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have gave a fuck. They life meant shit to me at that point. You know what I mean? Because of the shit that they put me through. The hell that they put me through. And so I'm sitting there, and again, the eternal victim. I'm mad as fuck. Mad at everybody, mad at everything. I'm mad at God because that motherfucker allowed my daddy to fucking abuse me as a kid and abuse my mama and murder her when I was two, right in front of me. I'm mad at my fucking raggedy ass aunt who raised me in that fucking Christian atmosphere because them motherfuckers had me fucked up. Them motherfuckers spoon fed me some raggedy ass bullshit, some toxic ass bullshit. I'm mad at the motherfucking Christians for molesting me. I'm mad at these motherfucking women that broke my heart, that abandoned me, that rejected me. I'm mad at every fucking thing and everybody. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. So I'm sitting there, and I'm in the mountains with my wife, and we're just sitting there, and I'm just looking at her, and she's talking, and I'm just all these thoughts are going through my mind. Of my life has been one fuck up after another, one disappointment after another. How come I couldn't be fucking happy? And here it is for one of the first few times in my life. I'm happy, and this is what God does to me. I'm happy. I'm finally cool. I found my person, my soulmate, and this is what God allows to fucking happen. My motherfucking family was, if they told me anything true, man, they told me that I was fucking cursed. And I believe that I was cursed now. If I didn't believe this shit before, I know without a shadow of doubt that I was fucking cursed. I would never be happy. God would never like to see me happy. God don't want me happy. Because every time I'm happy, God does some raggedy ass bullshit to fuck it up. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. And so I'm having a heart-to-heart conversation with God. My wife gets up and goes into the room and lays down. Now I'm sitting there, and now that she's gone, now I'm able to be me. Now I'm able to be vulnerable. She's not coming back out the room no more for the rest of the day. Now I'm able to sit here and let the tears run down my eyes and be mad as fuck and angry as fuck. Now I'm able to show my emotions, my true emotions. And so I'm talking to God, what the fuck is going on with my life? Why the fuck do you keep tormenting me so much? Why do you keep allowing these motherfuckers to fuck me over? If you want me fucking dead, fucking kill me already. I don't give two fucks about going to hell. Fuck your heaven, fuck your hell. I don't give a fuck no more. I'm tired of this fucking bullshit. This is the conversation I'm having with God. Why do you keep putting me through this fucking bullshit? Just last year, you killed my only fucking brother to colon cancer. Now, it's not even 7 months later, and you're telling me you're taking my wife to breast cancer. Man, fuck you, God. And I'm just going in on God. I'm mad as fuck. And after a while, I hear this, Elijah, are you finished? Elijah, are you finished? Let me tell you a little raggedy, ungrateful ass some shit. Let me have a real heart to heart conversation with you, Elijah. Let me share your life with you from my fucking perspective. This is God talking to me. And I'm like, hold on, what the fuck? Who the fuck you talking to? And if God is saying, Elijah, I understand you're mad. I understand you're pissed the fuck off. I understand you're hurt that your wife is dying. I get it, Elijah. But motherfucker, let me tell you some shit about your life. Motherfucker, let me tell you some shit about what the fuck you gone through. See, you mad at the world because of the hell you gone through. And I get it. But let me help your little ignorant ass along. Let me help you along with your growth and development because you got life fucked up and you got me fucked up. And I'm like, how the fuck I got life fucked up? Look at this. And I'm going down the list of every fucking thing that's happened to me. And where the fuck was you at, God? When my daddy was stabbing my motherfucking mama 49 times, where the fuck was you at, God? Yeah, that's what I thought. You was at that fucking church with them raggedy ass motherfucking self-righteous, ungrateful, entitled motherfuckers. Oh, that's where you was at. Listening to them motherfuckers lie and test the lie and get up and preach about hell and woo-doo-doo. That's where you was at. Because you wasn't with me. You wasn't with my mama when she's screaming and crying. You wasn't with me when I'm screaming and crying. Nah, God, you didn't come check on us. You didn't give a fuck about me. You obviously didn't give a fuck about my mama because she ain't here. But my bitch ass daddy is. But I got a bullet with that motherfucker's name on it. You kept that motherfucker alive. Let's talk about that shit. Let's talk about the fact that that motherfucker, every life he's touched, he's fucked it up. But you kept his bitch ass alive and you took my mama. Man, fuck you, God. Fuck you and your perspective. I said, let's talk about my raggedy ass aunt, my abusive ass fucking aunt, who's a fucking Christian, who's nice and singing praises in the church, but tearing us down when we at home. Oh, it's sweet loves, chariots, and all this other bullshit when we get around church folk. But when we at home and it's just us, we stupid as fuck, we dumb, we're going to hell and da. She can't wait for us to leave the house. She ain't got shit nice to say. When she get around church folk, oh man, she flipped the lid real quick. Her tone, her demeanor, everything fucking changed. Let's talk about these motherfucking hypocrites. I said, are you finished? Are you finished? I said, no, I'm not. Let's talk about these motherfuckers you let molest me. Let's talk about these bitches that I hooked up with and I would have died for. But they wanted somebody that was going to beat their fucking ass. They wanted somebody that was choking them. They wanted somebody that was dogging them fuck out. I'm done with being the nice guy. I'm done with being the good guy. So God said some stuff on me. He said, Elijah, now that you finished, let me give you a secret. Let me explain some shit to you. Before you came to this fucking planet, Elijah, everybody that's hurt you, everybody that's fucked you over, everybody that's dogged you out, everybody that's abandoned you, that's rejected you, everybody that's hurt you, everybody that's had a significant impact on your life, good or bad, you made a contract with them. And I'm like, who the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about? He said, Elijah, just because you don't remember it, don't mean it didn't happen. Elijah, for the longest time, you didn't even remember being molested as a kid because it was buried in your subconscious thoughts. Elijah, for the most part, you didn't even remember your daddy murdering your mama and your daddy being abusive to you because you blocked it out. But it wasn't in your conscious thoughts, but it happened. Even though you didn't remember it, even though it wasn't something that you thought about, it happened. And like, that's why you slept with all the fucking women you did, trying to prove that you wasn't gay. But it was until I had that conversation with you that I brought back to your remembrance, Elijah, you sleeping with all these women trying to prove that you ain't gay because you were molested as a 6-year-old kid. And because you've been traumatized, now you're trying to prove some shit. You're trying to prove what don't need to be proved. Because you didn't remember what happened. And so he's talking to me. I'm like, okay, God, you got my attention. He said, Elijah, every soul before it comes to the planet, every single soul. You understand something? Where I'm at, this is God talking. Where I'm at, there is no fucking time. I don't dwell in time. That's a human thing. That's an earth thing. But where I'm at, there is no time. The past, the present, the future is all the same. Sitting there, he said, Elijah, every soul before it comes to the planet has what we call soul contracts, where they make deals with other people, other souls, because there's some things that you want to learn, some things that you need to experience, some karmic debt you need to pay back. And the karmic debt that you need to pay back is not that you've been punished. You willingly choose to go through all these things. You chose, Elijah. You chose to go through all the hard fucking lessons you did in this lifetime. And so you entered into all these contracts with all these other souls. You told the man, I want to go back and I want to experience da 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 da. I want to learn da 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 da. I need to understand da 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 da. I need to figure out da 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 da. I want to experience da 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 da. And all these people, all these souls, agreed to come back to the planet so that they can help you in your journey. All of these souls chose to come to this planet, chose to be here just for you. For you. You mad as fuck at these motherfuckers for being here to teach you lessons and to give you experiences that you said you needed to learn, to teach you things you said you wanted to learn. They came back here to be the victim or to be the perpetrator in your life. Yes, there's some shit that they wanted to learn, some shit they wanted to experience. And so all of you entered into these contracts so that you can have the life that you've had, so that they can have the life that they had. Your daddy, who you hate, who you want to murder, chose to come back here and be the bad guy in your life. Why? Because you wanted to learn some shit, because you had some karmic debt, some things that you've done in a past life that now you had to go through. Why? So that you could understand the pain and the ill that you inflicted on other people's lives. So you had to experience the shit you did. You had to experience your daddy being abusive. Why? Because your ass in a previous life was abusive. You had to experience your daddy murder your mama. Why? Because in a previous lifetime, your ass murdered your mama. Your ass murdered your wife. You were disrespectful to your mama. You had to experience life without your mama because you had to learn to appreciate and value the role of motherhood. So you have to grow up and see your mama disrespected and abused and beat and murdered. Why? So it could imprint upon you, man, I gotta love mothers. I gotta respect mothers. I gotta value mothers. And I didn't value my mama in a previous life. I didn't value women in a previous life. And now I'm in a position to where I want to protect and serve and love and nurture and provide for women because I see my fucking raggedy ass daddy dog out fucking women and my mom. Are we going in today? I'm just getting started. And so you had to go through the shit you went through. You had to be raised in that toxic ass Christian environment. Why? Because in a previous life, Elijah, you was dogmatic just like that. And so you had to see it from the other perspective. You had to see it from the child's view. You had to see it from the victim role. But you're not a victim. You chose to come back to experience this shit. You talk about being molested. Oh yeah, you molested somebody in a previous life, Elijah. I know you too good to do that shit now. I know you too righteous to do that shit now. But in a previous life, Elijah, you was on some shit. You was on some bullshit, Elijah. And so you had to go through that shit in this lifetime so you could understand the pain and the hell that you inflicted on the lives that you touched, that you fucked with in a previous lifetime. And I'm sharing this with some of you because I know some of you have been violated. Some of you have been raped and molested and went through, and you don't understand why these motherfuckers touched you. You don't understand why these motherfuckers broke you and just violated you and did it because in a previous lifetime, I know you don't think you did it. I know you don't. I know you think you're too good to do that shit. But in a previous lifetime, you did this bullshit, and so now you came back here and you chose to go through this. You didn't know who was going to put you through this. You didn't understand the body and the shape and the ethnicity that they was going to take on to put you through the bullshit that you went through. But you chose and you made an agreement with the people that did this to you. You don't remember it. They don't remember it. But y'all made that agreement. Y'all made that contract. You made that contract with their soul. And so as God's talking to me, it hit me. Damn. I can't be mad at these motherfuckers for carrying out their end of the agreement. Damn. I can't be mad at these motherfuckers for doing what I asked them to do. Damn. I chose this shit. Damn. All the pain, all the rejection, all the brokenness, all the abandonment, the broken hearts. I, I chose this shit because there's something that I needed to learn. Okay, God, if I chose all this shit, why did I choose this shit? That's the fucking question. That's the $1,000,000 question. Why would I choose to go through all this fucking bullshit? Then I heard God say, Elijah, you needed to experience all the things that you did because you need to learn humility. You needed to learn grace. You needed to learn how to value yourself. You needed to learn how to love yourself. You needed to learn how to love and value women. That's why you've gone through all that you've gone. That's why I've gone through all the hell that I've gone. I don't know why you've gone through the hell that you've gone through. That's something you're going to have to talk to God about. What was it that you were supposed to learn? Were you supposed to learn self-respect? Man, I also had to learn healthy boundaries. I did. That was a hard fucking lesson. Did you have to learn about healthy boundaries? Did you have to learn how to say no and mean no? And so when I sat there and I thought about all the stuff that God shared with me, all the people that I was angry and pissed at, all the people that I wanted to punish, all the people that I wanted some revenge on, I wanted some get back, I learned gratitude. I learned to appreciate their role in my life. I learned to see them as a teacher in my life. I get it. They don't remember that we made these deals. And it is what it is. I still appreciate the fact that this person came here and they taught me all these lessons. They were painful lessons, devastating lessons. But the truth, I wouldn't be the person I am had I not experienced all that I did. I wouldn't be the person I am had I not gone through all that I did. And so I learned humility. I learned gratitude. I learned to stop being judgmental. I learned to stop being self-righteous. I learned that I wasn't a fucking victim. All this shit was planned. I didn't know how it was going to play out, but I made the agreement to go through the lesson. I didn't know who was going to bring me the lesson, but I made agreement to go through the lesson. How they show up, what gender they are, what ethnicity they are, what age they are, what religious background they are. None of that shit matters. I agreed to learn the lesson. I agreed to the experience. And when I came to grips with that, it changed my life. It changed how I saw people. It changed my perspective of being a victim and being unloved. So here's the trip. I thought my dad hated me. My dad taught me the most. And I thought my dad hated me. But here's the trip. My dad loved me so much that he was willing to be the bad guy in my life so that I could grow into the person that I am. These people who molested me, who broke my heart, who did whatever they did, regardless of their intentions, they don't remember. They chose to come here to be a bad person that, in my life, in my story, to help me learn and grow. They chose that. They loved me so much that they chose to come to be a bad person, to be the villain in my story. That blew me away. That blew me away. Man, my hope and prayer is that you take a long, hard look at your life. That you look at it from a different perspective. Look at it from the perspective that, man, you agreed to go through all the hell that you've done. with all the people that you have. What that did for me, it stopped me from being angry at those people. It stopped me from hating, and I was filled with love, filled with compassion. That they loved me so much that they were willing to be a victim, or they were willing to be the villain in my story. They loved me so much that they were willing to be hated and despised by me. By me. Man, may you have another perspective of your life. May you have a God perspective of your life. May you see the people that's caused you so much pain, so much suffering as teachers. They're trying to teach you something. They don't remember what, you don't remember what. And this is why we have to meditate. This is why we have to humble ourselves and get rid of all the distractions and get in alignment with God so that we can see what's real. See, when I looked at my life, what was real was that my dad was abusive. My dad was violent. My dad murdered my mom. My dad did a whole bunch of negative, toxic ass shit. My aunt was abusive. But I was molested. I've gone through that shit was real. But it wasn't real. It was real. It happened. But the realness, the truth, the fact that I chose this, I wanted this, I needed this, I came here for all of this. So I can't be mad. I can't be angry. I can't be disappointed. I can't be frustrated. I can't be suicidal. I came here for all of this. And these people are just fulfilling their contracts. They're just keeping their word. They're just keeping their end of the agreement. So how can I be mad at them? We have to grow up. We have to grow up. And I know this is hard to understand when we've been a victim our whole life. When we're so indoctrinated in bullshit, whether it's religious bullshit or whatever. But we have to grow up. You chose the life that you have. You chose to go through the pain and suffering you did. Now stop acting like a fucking crybaby. Stop acting like a fucking victim. You can't be a victim in your own fucking story when you chose to go through this bullshit. Grow up. And stop looking at those people as bad people. They're only bad when you look at them from the perspective of being judgmental, being self-righteous. But when you look at them from the lens of God, when you look at them from the perspective of God, when you look at your life from the perspective of God, it's not one of victim and villain. It's one of every one of you motherfuckers agreed to this shit. But none of you have the awareness to sit there in humility and get connected with me, God, and figure out what the fuck is going on. And why is this shit happening? That's the crazy, twisted part. Every one of us want to get back and we're trying to understand this shit. but we're trying to understand it through the lens of our trauma and our pain, as opposed to understanding it from a soul nature, from our soul contracts, from our soul agreements. Hope and pray I said something that's encouraged you, that's helped you understand why you've gone through what you've gone through, why the people have hurt you and done the way they have to you. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.